Hello everybody, how's it going? Carl Screwseller here, and I hope you're all well, and welcome to a little bit of a story time episode from me. Now, this is a story of my first job, and it's a rather unique job to have as a first job, I guess. Now, we're here at Laguna Seca in the 1995 Penske Champ car driven by Fittipaldi. And the reason I'm showing this car in this track is because, well, 1999 was not a good year for Penske. Their driver, Gonzalez, unfortunately had a crash at Laguna Seca and passed away, and both cars were pulled out of the race. However, this was a race I was watching, and the announcers were talking about Penske and chatting about how much of a blow it was, especially to their factory over in Poole, in Dorset, in England. And that's where I lived at the time. I had no idea that we had a Champ car factory in Poole, in Dorset. So it was something I didn't know about, and it was in a little place called Upton, which was literally right around the corner from my house where I lived in England. So, once I discovered and found out their address, I wrote a letter to Martin Webster, the technical director at the time. And I wrote a letter saying, "Can I please work for you? I'll do anything. I'll sweep the floors. I'll make the tea. You don't have to pay me. I don't care. Whatever it is, I'll do it." As a Saturday job, because I was still at school technically back in 2000. And early 2000, I got an application, got an offer from them, from Nick Goozee, the head of the Poole branch of Penske. And they invited me in and had a chat to me and asked me what I wanted to do and why I wanted to do this. And I said, well, it's my passion, it's my love, this is a huge thing to me. This is a massive thing to me. You know, I've always wanted to be in motorsport and to work in motorsport. And I got the job in early 2000. Would have been in January, in fact, I got the job, because my birthday that year, I actually got a gift from them of a t-shirt and a replica car. I think it was the 1995 Indy 500 car, the Ilmore engine Mercedes. And as first jobs go, you can't ask much more for that, really, can you? Now, of course, from 2000, Penske went on a bit of a winning streak. They'd switched from Mercedes to power plants, and they went on with Gilles de Ferran to win the championship twice. They got an Indy 500 victory with Elio Castroneves, which was possibly one of my biggest moments of just feeling amazed. It was truly awe-inspiring to watch me. The funny thing is, though, that the reason that this factory was built was because Penske used to race in Formula 1. And that was my idea, my dream. Formula 1 was everything for me. Obviously, the American racing was interesting and fascinating, the open wheelers, but Formula 1 was my main goal. And it was the thing that I always wanted to get into more of. And working at Penske at Poole gave me that opportunity. In 2001, this car came into the factory, the PC04. I think that's actually the PC03, actually, sorry. Driven by John Watson, of course, at the Austrian Grand Prix, taking victory in 1976 in a wet Grand Prix. And the car was being taken for a drive around Goodwood, and I got to work on it. One of my first, one of the first things I get to do is work on a Formula One winning car, the Penske Formula One car of the time. And this was just a huge honour to me. It was such an amazing feeling to be able to touch, to be able to feel these things. Now, we also had the car that Ayrton Senna had tested in the early 90s for the Champ Car series. That was just sitting down in a shed down the road from us, and I got to sit in it and technically drive it, because I was the one having to turn the wheel as we were pushing it down the road. No engine, unfortunately, but I did get to semi-drive it, I guess. And it was amazing things. John Watson's trophy sat in the lunchroom of the metal fabricators area of the factory, which was on the sort of far right-hand side, where all the storage lockers and storerooms were, as well as all the, let's say, metal fabricators. We had all the newest technology there. We had these brand new cutting tools and all this amazing equipment. But my job went on to be that of making carbon fibre. I became a carbon fibre fabricator. I still worked on the metal fabrication. I was a bit of an everyman. I did bits of everything in the shop, which was just such a cool thing to have. And the next year for Goodwood, I got to work on this car, driven by one Mr. Emerson Fittipaldi. And this, of course, was Mark Donoghue's car from 1974, I think it was off the top of my head, the PC03, I think, or PC02, of course, with that magnificent top box on it. And again, getting to work on a car for that driver was just a dream come true. I got to meet Gilles de Ferran. He came into the Paul office to actually meet with us and have dinner with us to thank us for getting the championships. And it was an experience I will never ever forget. I only worked there for 2 years because unfortunately they closed after their move to IndyCar, but they were 2 of the best years of my life. And I just wanted to make this video just to say thank you, Penske. It was a pleasure working with you. And here are a couple of little bits of memorabilia I dug up. The media guide from 2000. This was actually changed by Nick himself. The 45 personnel was scribbled out and 46 was hastily changed once I joined. And then, of course, some of the cars I worked on. I was trying to find some other photos, but unfortunately can't seem to find them at the moment. Some amazing stories I have from the days working there, and honestly, it was the time of my life. It was a very, very amazing moment in everything, really. And yeah, I just wanted to make this little video just to say thank you again, and thank you to the captain, and thank you to Nick Goozee and Martin Webster as well for giving me the opportunity to actually work there for that time, giving a very inexperienced young guy a chance to work in his dream job while he still could. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. As I said, this is just a little personal little project for myself. Bye bye.